Right now at 5, a Joplin police officer is confirmed to be involved in a shooting of a 55-year-old male.
And we've got a chilly Christmas day across the 4 states. Some rain, maybe even a light wintry mix out there. We'll take a look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, we'll get to know a local woman who spends her holiday season helping Mrs. Claus.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Merry Christmas, 4 states, and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. The time now is 5 a.m. I'm sure a lot of people out there are already up because their kids have them ready to open those gifts this morning. So God bless you.
Oh, I know. Here's the deal. I'm one of those kids. I'm Chris Warner, by the way. Caitlin or Shaughnessy.
Pleasure.
I can't say your name. It's all right. I'll be honest. There have been a couple of times when I'll send it back to Caitlin, and I, honest to goodness, forget her name. And I've done that with Tanya too. It's not just because Caitlin's newer.
Thank you,
it's because
Chris.
I just draw a blank. But Merry Christmas! It is Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yes.
It's off to a great one. I tell you, I was one of those kids, man. I was. The one time out of the year, I was up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
You had no complaints at that point.
No, you did not. You just sat there by the tree looking at the presents and just waited for mom and dad to come out of the bedroom. Like, come on, guys, let's go. It's 5 a.m. Let's roll. It's time. Well, it's also time to take a quick look at that forecast and see how things are shaping up. It hasn't been super cheery out there by any means, but you know what? That's why we are here, because we're going to be super cheery for you. This is a live look from our camera on the Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin. It is breezy out there. It is quite windy. We have the clouds. We have some drizzle, and that is causing some fog. The MoDOT camera network, unfortunately, is taking a break this Christmas holiday. So this is I-49 at 8th Street in Bentonville, and you can see it's a little foggier down there, a little more of that mist and drizzle, or mizzle, as the young kids call it. Skywatch storm tracker showing light showers, some of that drizzle, and even some wintry type precipitation out there off to our west. And it's going to try and circle in, so a light wintry mix is possible today, but we are expecting virtually no accumulations. There's a quick look at visibility, slightly reduced across the area, as you can see. Some locations like Miami, 2.5 mile visibility. Not bad temperature-wise for now. 40 in Joplin, 38 in Pittsburgh. So honestly, we're hitting our highs now. We're going to have that possibility of a wintry mix, breezy, gusts up to 25 miles an hour out of the west, and temperatures through the day hovering in the mid-30s, and they'll start to drop back later tonight. We'll have another full look at your forecast here in just a few more minutes. Caitlin?
Thanks, Chris. A Joplin police officer is confirmed to be involved in a shooting of a 55-year-old male. Joplin police were responding to a suicidal male subject earlier yesterday evening in the Royal Heights neighborhood near St. Louis and Vandalia. The man was rushed to an area hospital trauma response and was pronounced dead shortly after arrival. Captain William Davis confirmed to KOAM that an officer was involved in the shooting and an investigation is ongoing. A Seneca, Missouri man is dead following a motorcycle crash in Ottawa County, Oklahoma Saturday night. Authorities say the single motorcycle crash occurred about 5 p.m. Saturday near mile 5 of camp. 39-year-old Nicholas Patton was transported to Mercy, Joplin, where he later died. The cause of the crash is still under investigation. And if you're ever on the go and want to still be able to watch our newscast live, just download the KOAM Plus app. It's available free of charge on the app store of your choice. Just search for KOAM Plus. Christmas is here, and local organizations are preparing Christmas dinners for area communities. KNEO 91.7 FM in Neosho, Missouri will hold its annual Christmas dinner at the Neosho Municipal Auditorium at 11 a.m. on Christmas Day. And in Kansas, the Wesley House in Pittsburgh is partnering with the Community Health Center of Southeast Kansas to hold a Christmas dinner at noon at the Wesley House. For more information about community Christmas dinners, check out our website at KOAMNewsNow.com. And we all know that Santa has his helpers all across the world, but did you know that Mrs. Claus has some helpers too? And one of them is right here in the 4 states. In this Christmas edition of Talk of the Town, we are introducing you to Kelly Redden, an active member of the Joplin community and at the Joplin History and Mural Museum. But what makes Kelly the talk of the town is the transformation she's undergoing during the holiday season. KOAM's Anthony Saviello has her story.
I've always liked Christmas, but this is just such a way for me to give back, because I've been so blessed my whole life, and I just think this is a great way to give back to others.
White gloves and a red coat is the outfit donned by Mrs. Kelly Redden as she embraces the persona of one of Christmas's most iconic characters.
Well, when I was 16, I decided I wanted to be Mrs. Claus, but I knew I was going to have to wait a while. So when I turned 60, I said, I think it's time. And why? Well, because so many kids are scared of Santa. You can't see most of his face, and he's kind of big and over the top. And no one is scared of Mrs. Claus. It's like your grandma.
Though the clothes may change, their persona stays the same.
I just have fun, and I'm a nice Nana Claus, but at the same time there's that little bit of ornery. So like I was doing some work with the Park and Recs, and so we have the mailboxes where you live, and so I'm like taking the key and going, you know, like I'm sneaking into the mailbox kind of thing. So there's a little bit of orneriness.
And what better place to see the joy that Mrs. Claus brings than in a classroom, reading a book just like Grandma would.
The night before Christmas. Oh, good. And all through the house.
And making each child feel very special.
They've said, oh, it must be fun. And I said, it's such a joy-filled experience. I could do it all year, except that wouldn't be appropriate all year. but I have so much fun, and the kids are so much fun.
Santa isn't the only one that brings kids toys, and arguably Mrs. Claus is a little bit better to have your picture taken with.
And she asked me, what is your favorite Christmas song? And I told her it was Silent Night, and she said hers was Noel, and she wanted to know if I would listen to her sing, and I said, absolutely, will you sing for me? And then, so she sang, and then I sang with her, and then we just had a wonderful time, and her mom was just almost in tears, because I guess no one ever said to her, yes, will you sing sing for me, and just listen to her, really listened.
So while Santa may get a lot of attention, it's Mrs. Claus who is the talk of the town.
And for more information about Kelly, you can go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. And while you're there, you can submit someone you think would fit for our Talk of the Town. Just go to the Community tab and fill out the form under the Talk of the Town tab. That's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News, the Cincinnati Bengals played against the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll have the highlights. Plus, the U.S. southern border is experiencing a surge of migrant encounters. We'll have the details. And we have a chilly and rainy Christmas. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
Well, earlier this week, we had results come in on our KOAM website, and we got big numbers on some of the top sports stories that we covered in 2023. So we put a poll on KOAM Sports X page, or formerly known as Twitter, and we had people vote on what they thought were our top 3 sports stories in 2023. The results are in. And coming in at number 3 was maybe the best high school softball game we saw all year long. Frontenac versus Columbus for the Class 3A regional title. These teams have had history in the regional title game over the past few years. But in 2023, it was Columbus who beat Frontenac 2-1 in extra innings to advance to state. Number 2 is the Lamar Tigers. They won the Class 2 high school football state championship game. Lamar was down by 21 points in the first half, and the Tigers came all the way back to win the game in overtime against Valley Catholic. After finishing as runner-ups in 2021 and 2022, Lamar finally got the job done in 23. And the number one story in 2023, probably no surprise when you have a major coaching change, but it was Pitt State football head coach Brian Wright who left the program to accept the head job at Northern Arizona. Pitt State really didn't waste any time, and they found their man Tom Anthony to replace Coach Wright as the 16th football head coach in school history. So there you have it, the top sports stories over this past year. The good news is plenty of stories to cover for you in 2024. Now, moving on to the NFL, Kansas City Chiefs have had a roller coaster ride these past few months. Chiefs only have 3 games remaining in the regular season. Now the Chiefs prepare for the Raiders.
We are in a position where all these guys, we all want to do well for each other. So whether it's the wide receiver position, the quarterback position, or us as coaches, we want the best for one another. And however we get to that point, however the games go, what guys do, it's just a matter of staying positive as much as we can.
Obviously, a little disappointed that I don't get to do the Christmas morning when Santa comes with the kids, but I get that whole afternoon and evening, and so to be able to play on Christmas Day right after everybody wakes up, they get their gifts. They're going to turn the TV on. They're going to see the Chiefs playing. It's going to be it's extremely exciting and a great opportunity. So, I mean, it's going to be a great challenge for us going up against this team in this pass rush. But I think you just got to go out with the mentality of we're going to execute the game plan and let the guys win their matchups.
And for the record, we do not have a KOAM News at noon today, and the reason is, well, the Chiefs will be playing. So that's kind of our gift to you and the Chiefs' gift to us. No KOAM News at noon. Make sure you tune in for that game. Lots of other action happening around the NFL Saturday afternoon. There are a few games in the AFC which could be crucial for who the Chiefs could play in the playoffs. We're going to start with the Bengals versus Steelers. First drive for Pittsburgh as former OSU Cowboy Mason Rudolph finds George Pickens, and he finds an opening, and there he goes. No one there to catch him. 86 yards for a touchdown. Steelers lead early in this one, 7-0. In the second quarter, Rudolph hands it off to Calvin Austin, who gets to the pylon and scores the touchdown, obviously. Steelers lead 14-0. In the second half, Cincinnati down 24-0. Jake Browning throws over the middle to T. Higgins. Goes all the way untouched. 80 yards to the house. Bengals get on the board, but they still trail 24-8. So later in the third, same score. Rudolph floats it to George Pickens again, and he hits him in stride all the way to the score. All Steelers Saturday afternoon. Pittsburgh beats Cincinnati 34-11. Another game that happened Saturday night. The Buffalo Bills visit the Los Angeles Chargers in SoFi Stadium. Bills have won 3 of their last 4 games, and a win for them Saturday night helps them get in the AFC playoff picture. Close game here. Bills hold on to beat the Chargers 24-22 in a nail-biter. Buffalo picks up win number 9 on the year. Over to the NBA now. The Oklahoma City Thunder are one of the hottest teams in the NBA this season. OKC is currently in second place in the Western Conference. They had a big matchup Saturday night. OKC and LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers into town Saturday. The Thunder have won 5 of their last 6 games, but Saturday night the Lakers brought their A game to beat the Thunder 129-120. LeBron James led the Lakers with 40 points. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had 34 points for the Thunder. Still to come, we'll have tips and tricks on how the whole family can stay sane through winter break. Plus, we're going to take another look at that forecast and maybe a little wintry precip when the KOAM Morning News returns. Okay, this thing is going to drive me. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 5:19 now on this Christmas morning. Hope you all are off to a fantastic start. We're going to take a quick look outside. The weather, not off to a fantastic start. It is breezy, which makes it feel cold. It is cloudy. It is drizzly. And there's even been some light flurries here and there. It's our camera on the Cornell Complex. Again, the MoDOT cameras are offline this morning, taking a Christmas holiday. So this is the RDOT camera at I-49 8th Street in Bentonville. A little foggier, a little mistier down there, as you can see. see. And we got raindrops on the KDOT camera, 69 East 520th Avenue, just south of Pittsburgh. Skywatch Storm Tracker in winter mode now, and you can see some snow being picked up out in parts of Kansas. And if you look close enough, little bits of light snow trying to work in to parts of Greenwood and Elk counties in southeast Kansas. And so some light flurries are possible as all of this rotates on through the area. But if you're looking for a white Christmas, I wanted to throw in the snow tracker to show you that we're not kidding. As you can see, if any wintry stuff we get is not going to add up to really much of anything, unfortunately. Our camera 7th and range line covered in the rain. We got the rain. We got 40 degrees. It feels like 32 out there with a west breeze at 14. And we're going to have a gusty west wind as we head through Christmas Day today. A little cooler out west, 35 Iola, 36 Neodesha, 37 Parsons, Chatopa, 30 Miami, 28 in Grove. Now, that could be that weird temperature anomaly on this map, but I do think it actually has gotten pretty chilly down there. 40 in Lamar, 41 Carthage, 45 in Stockton. You can see the edge of the warmer temperatures off to the west. And with the breeze, by the way, there's a better view of that edge of warmer temperatures. Look at these wind chills, 24 in Iola, 25 Yates Center, 27 Neodesha, 21 Miami, 18 in Grove. So it is definitely feeling like Christmas outside, which we initially, early last week, it didn't look like that. All right, future track. We're going to have those clouds. We're going to have isolated light showers, drizzle, and again, maybe a light wintry mix as temperatures fall. And then after that, we're going to go mostly cloudy, and we're going to start to see another opportunity for that as well. So some drizzle, some flurries, hanging out into the upper 30s, cloudy. Winds start picking up late morning into the afternoon. We're going to see gusts upwards of 25 miles an hour out of the west. Cloudy skies, and we could see again that light wintry mix as temperatures begin to fall. We're technically hitting highs in the low to mid 40s out there, but really by this afternoon, our maximum temperature about 38 degrees. Down to 30 tonight, but you can see between the clouds and everything, temperatures just kind of hover out there and will be breezy. Winds continuing to gust now out of the southwest overnight, and we could see a few light flurries here and there, but again, that won't add up to much. So once we get out of this little system and it continues to rotate on through, we go into our Tuesday, a little bit of a wintry mix possible tomorrow, and then we'll see another possible round of some light wintry precip early Thursday morning before that kicks on out of here. So let's look down the road. We're talking low 40s tomorrow, back with that wintry mix, breezy. Could see again cloudy skies on Wednesday. Temperatures fall though, mid 30s for our highs. Maybe a light wintry mix early Thursday. Overnight lows into the 20s, temperatures in the 40s as we head into the weekend, but we start to clear out and see a little more sunshine. That's a quick check of your holiday forecast. We'll be back with more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
Topping Health Watch this morning, over 15 million people have signed up for health insurance plans through the Affordable Care Act's federal marketplace. That's a 33% increase over the same period last year. According to preliminary data from the White House, there's still a month left in open enrollment with mid-January as the deadline. The Biden administration said that by the time the deadline approaches, more than 19 million people will have selected plans. A reason for the big jump in enrollment may be due to an increasement of advertising and outreach by the Biden administration. And there's new research out about machine learning algorithms and their ability to predict when someone might die. The study was published this week in the Journal of Nature Computational Science. The study focused on a machine learning algorithm model called Life2Vec. Highly specific data about individuals was given to the algorithm, and it used those details to determine when a person might die. The researchers noted this is a research prototype and cannot perform any real tasks as its current state. And it's that special time of the year when kids are out of school and you're juggling all the things you normally do, but also adding on final holiday preparations and keeping exciting things for children occupied. Mindy Gaither has more on how the whole family can stay sane through the winter break.
The classrooms are empty and your house may feel full.
So can you just eat that pancake that you have right now?
School break is here and sometimes it can bring an unwanted gift, Stress.
That's normal because we've lost that thing that creates that sense of stability and comfort.
Licensed therapist Jody Baumstein says stresses can happen anytime there's a shift in routine and you can feel both excited and overwhelmed at the same time. To stay sane over the holidays, Baumstein says to first keep practicing healthy habits, get good sleep, stay active and hydrated, and eat balanced meals and snacks.
All of a sudden, we're not eating well or not eating enough. Time has gone by and then we get kind of cranky.
Next, be consistent. It can help our mood and behavior. Try to eat meals and go to bed and wake at the same time.
Siblings might be clashing more and having more arguments. And so these things that we're doing to practice healthy habits, maintain certain routines, are actually really powerful in terms of preventing some of that stuff.
Finally, Baumstein says to find joy in embracing the time off. It's okay to slow down and spend time together, whether that's trying something new, doing things you love but haven't had time to do, or volunteering as a family.
It might be an opportunity for you to connect with your kids in a different way.
For Health Minute, I'm Andy Gaither.
Baumstein says to also think about getting back on track after the holidays. She says that going back to school can also cause stress on children. So don't wait until the last minute to finish schoolwork that may be due, or make lunches as you're rushing out the door. Have a plan to transition back to your routine. And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
Yeah, we are watching some drizzle around the area, light rain, even in some locations, some brief light flurries. We'll take another look at your forecast when we come back.
Good morning, I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy with your KOAM News Update. A Joplin police officer is confirmed to be involved in a shooting of a 55-year-old male. Joplin police were responding to a suicidal male subject earlier yesterday evening in the Royal Heights neighborhood near St. Louis and Vandalia. The man was rushed to an area hospital trauma response and pronounced dead shortly after arrival. Captain William Davis confirmed to KOAM that an officer was involved in the shooting and an investigation is ongoing. And a Seneca, Missouri man is dead following a motorcycle crash in Ottawa County, Oklahoma, Saturday night. Authorities say that the single motorcycle crash occurred about 5 p.m. Saturday near 5 Mile Camp. 39-year-old Nicholas Patton was transported to Mercy Joplin, where he later died. The cause of the crash is still under investigation.
And we've got ourselves kind of a dreary Christmas day out there. We have cloudy skies, breezy, gusty west winds up to 25. Highs early, upper 30s, and then hovering in the mid-30s. Maybe a light wintry mix later this afternoon and into the evening and overnight hours. So maybe a few light flurries. Won't add up to anything, but don't be surprised if you see a flurry or two. Temperatures back to 30 tonight. We're a little warmer tomorrow, low 40s, early wintry mix, and drying out later in the week.
Right now at 5:30, Santa stops in Carthage for bowling and photos with local children.
And we've got ourselves the windshield wiper to try and clear off this view of 7th and Range Line as we're continuing to see drizzle out there, even a little bit of the white stuff. We'll take a look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, Simply Time Homestead in Carl Junction hosts a Christmas pop-up shop for last-minute shopping.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and Merry Christmas, 4 states. Welcome to the KOAM Morning News. The time now is 5:31 a.m. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy.
I'm Chris Warner. It is 5:31. It's Christmas morning. I hope all you have waken up. I'm sure your kids have already woken you up, although you are probably still kind of, hold on a minute, because I know they're eager for those
I know
presents.
we're in the background right now. The kids are ripping through the presents.
Oh, absolutely. They're tearing those things apart, and the parents, you folks, are like, whoa, hold on. I haven't had the coffee yet. I don't even know what we're doing right now. Right. I had to lose the Santa hat, and I'm going to tell you why. That thing, if you need a good winter cap when it's cold, holy cow.
There you go.
It is hot wearing that thing. It keeps your
head
warm.
Today, though, Chris.
You certainly do need a Santa hat because it is going to be downright chilly out there. This is a look at our camera downtown Joplin on top of the Cornell Complex. It is cloudy. It is drizzly. It is breezy. There goes the camera now shaking in the wind. This is, as we mentioned earlier, the MoDOT camera network is taking the holiday off. So this is the RDOT camera, I-49 and 8th Street in Bentonville. A little bit heavier drizzle down there, but you can see still just as breezy. And the Skywatch Storm Tracker showing us where we've got some of that light rain that's actually showing up on radar. Remember, drizzle and mist and things like that are not dense enough to be picked up by radar. We also have even some light snow out there. Now, the good or bad news, depending on what you're doing today. If you're traveling, this is good news. This isn't any snow we see. Any light flurries are not going to add up to much of anything. Do have some reduced visibilities out there. Pittsburgh, Joplin, Carthage, Miami, Iola, due to the drizzle, the heavier mist out there. 40 in Joplin right now, 38 in Pittsburgh. You can see the KDOT camera still getting some drizzle on it as well. We'll have that wintry mix possibility. Most of us will be in that light rain zone. Winds will be gusting out of the west upwards of 25 miles an hour. Temperatures just kind of hovering in the mid-30s through the day. We'll take another full look at your forecast here in just a few more minutes. Caitlin?
Thanks, Chris. RK Shows Incorporated held a gun show at the Joplin VFW. The show featured various types of guns, including AR-15s, pistols, and hunting weapons. Attendees were able to also practice shooting their guns with a simulated target practice course.
4 rules of handling firearms. Don't point them at something. They're always loaded until you check and see that they're not, and they're even loaded after you check that to ensure they're safe, and just general stuff like that.
Saturday's gun show wrapped up at 6 p.m. Missouri Highway Patrol has welcomed 25 new troopers, 3 of whom are from the 4-state area. The new troopers graduated from Missouri State Highway Patrol's Law Enforcement Academy on Friday. Troopers Ryan C. Byers of Joplin, Corey W. Klotz of Nevada, and Mason K. Wilson of Seneca were among the troops who were sworn in. The new troopers will report to duty in their assigned troops on January 8th, 2024. Santa and Mrs. Claus stopped in Carthage Saturday ahead of the big night to take photos at Grace Lanes. The bowling alley hosted its 2nd annual Bowler Express for the community. It included cookies, hot chocolate, and of course, bowling. The event began at noon and wrapped up at 3 p.m.
Well, right now, on the first session from noon to 1:30, we're full. We have all 14 lanes reserved for families, so we'll be pretty full here for the first hour and a half, and then after that there's some open slots, but they may fill up as we get closer to the second session.
Grace Lanes is located at 219 East 3rd Street in Carthage, Missouri. And Simply Time Homestead in Carl Junction today hosted a Christmas pop-up shop. The event gave shoppers the chance to finish up Christmas shopping while also browsing some holiday treats, including cookies and cinnamon rolls.
So we've got the cinnamon rolls, the homemade cinnamon rolls, the jars and stuff to give as gifts, and then we've also got with Mary's Berries the chocolate dipped strawberries and the chocolate dipped pretzels and other goodies and stuff like that. So things for you to be able to take home and enjoy on Christmas morning or give them as gifts.
The shop was open from 10 Saturday morning until 2 in the afternoon. And some 4 states spent their last day of minute shopping with Christmas gifts. The Antiquish Mall and Beyond Me Boutique in Joplin yesterday hosted the event. Shoppers were invited to shop up yesterday morning in their favorite Christmas pajamas.
We've got everything. We have tons of candy and taffy and soda for all the kids of all ages, and they're great stocking stuffers. We have a couple boutiques for the women. We have collectibles, glassware, furniture, anything antique, primitive, vintage, and in between. We had to do something fun because it was the last day, and some of my staff really wanted to wear their Christmas pajamas, so we just went with it for today.
The event also had a showing of how the Grinch stole Christmas for shoppers to enjoy. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Pope Francis' Christmas Eve prayer focuses on those suffering from war, misery, hunger, and slavery. Plus, a deadly weekend unfolds as Israeli forces intensify military operations in northern and southern parts of the Gaza Strip. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
Temperatures hovering in the mid-30s today. Cloudy, breezy, west winds gusting to 25, and then could see a light wintry mix, maybe some light flurries across the area through the evening and into the overnight hours. These will not add up to anything, but we could see a stray flurry or two. Temperatures falling back into the low 30s and upper 20s. A little warmer tomorrow, maybe another wintry mix, drying out Wednesday, but colder, and then maybe an early wintry mix Thursday, clearing out by the weekend.
Topping World Watch this morning, the U.S. southern border is experiencing a surge of migrant encounters. So far in December, federal authorities reported a 7-day average of 9,600 migrant encounters along the border. Compare that to the 7-day average in late November, around 6,800. Border authorities apprehended nearly 192,000 migrants last month, representing a 2% increase from October. And in recent days, more than 10,000 migrants have unlawfully crossed the U.S.-Mexico border daily. Senior U.S. officials will travel to Mexico in the coming days. They recently described the situation nearing a, quote, breaking point. And Pope Francis has his Christmas Eve prayer that focuses on those suffering from war, misery, hunger, and slavery. The pontificate, speaking from his studio's window to the thousands gathered outside, also called on people not confuse celebration with consumerism, urging the faithful to enjoy Christmas in simplicity without waste and sharing with those who lack necessities or lack compassion. The Pope celebrated Christmas Mass in St. Peter's Basilica and will deliver his traditional Urbi et Orbi Christmas Day message today. And a deadly weekend unfolds in Israel as forces intensify military operations in northern and southern parts of the Gaza Strip. Rick Demigella brings us more on how the wars impact elsewhere this year's Christmas celebrations in one of the world's most holy locations.
The Israel-Hamas war casting a shadow of suffering over this year's Christmas.
Christmas is supposed to be a time of goodwill to all men and peace on earth.
Bethlehem, revered as the birthplace of Jesus by Christians and also deemed sacred in Judaism and Islam, remains hauntingly silent this holiday. Local leaders limiting festivities to show support for Palestinians amid Israel-Hamas clashes in Gaza. Pope Francis expressing his heartfelt concerns regarding the continued conflict Sunday from Vatican City.
Let us be near our brothers and sisters who are suffering because of war. Let's think of Palestine, Israel, Ukraine.
As Israel expands military ground operations, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu honored at least 10 Israeli soldiers who were killed Saturday.
The war is exacting a very heavy cost from us. However, we have no choice but to continue to fight.
President Biden highlighted his weekend conversation with Netanyahu, emphasizing a discussion on objectives and phases. Netanyahu reaffirming his steadfast commitment for complete victory.
We shall win this war and secure our common values and our common future.
I'm Rick Damigella reporting.
As Israeli forces intensified their ground operation, the IDF urged further evacuations in the enclave, promoting the relocation of tens of thousands from central and southern Gaza, though the UN says that no place in Gaza is safe from Israel's offensive. And that's a look at some of today's biggest headlines from around the world. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. 5:44 coming up on 5:45 on this Christmas morning. I hope all of you are off to a fantastic start to your Christmas day. It is a great day to stay indoors and celebrate with friends and family because outdoors it is going to be just but you know, that's why we have all the lights, we have all the things to make it a little more festive today. We've got the clouds, we've got the wind, we've got the drizzle. This is our camera on top of the Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin. Again, the MoDOT camera network is down this morning, maybe just taking the holiday off. So this is the RDOT camera in Bentonville on I-49 at 8th Street. And you can see the drizzle a little heavier, and you can see that fog out there. At least this one's giving us that good view. The drizzle and that mist creating a bit of a fog, which is reducing visibilities just a little across the area. Drizzle still falling on the KDOT camera, 69 East 520th Avenue, just south of Pittsburgh. Now remember, drizzle, mist, those kinds of light precipitations, they do not really show up on radar at all, which you can see. We've got drizzle in Pittsburgh, we've got it in Joplin, we've got it in Bentonville, but as you can see, it's not showing up on radar. Only the heavier kind of rain, and I'm not talking pouring, but rain itself shows up. And there it is, and even some light snow. We've had some wintry mix, light flurries into Greenwood County, originally even extending down into Elk County, and early this morning reaching a little further east, as far east as Yates Center, Fredonia. Now, any of the white stuff that we see, unfortunately, unless you're traveling, which I know this is good news, but if you're not traveling, it's not going to add up to much. Here it is coming on the backside of this system, and we could see a light wintry mix through the day, but I'm throwing in the snow tracker just to show you. I'm not trying to steer you down the wrong path. This is heading into tomorrow afternoon, and you can see no appreciable accumulations of really any kind of white stuff out there. But rain, and we do need the rain, and we're getting plenty of that, thankfully. 40 in Joplin right now with the rain. 32 degrees is what it feels like with that west breeze at 14. Temperatures around the area, 35 in Iola, 36 Neodesha, some 37s, Pittsburgh, Chanute, Parsons, Chatopa, 32 in Miami, 39 Neosho, and a little warmer, Carthage, 41, at 44 in Stockton. And with the wind chill map, I can show you this is where the warm air is as this cold air continues to push in. With the breeze, feels like 24 Iola, 28 Chanute, 23 in Miami, 34 in Carthage. So it does feel a bit chillier out there, and it's going to be breezy all day. Now, the future track, believe it or not, also having a hard time picking up on drizzle, because it's hard to expect where that's going to be. But we could see some light drizzle, maybe even a light wintry mix as we head through the day. Temperatures just kind of hovering in the mid-30s out there. Skies will clear a little bit later this evening, but still some light flurries, light drizzle still possible out there. And then we'll see some additional wintry stuff. But again, not adding up to anything, but could see some additional as we head into our Tuesday. So some drizzle, maybe some flurries. As you can see, cloudy skies otherwise, temperatures just hovering in the upper 30s. We really technically hit early highs in the 40s today, but 38 is going to be the best we can do by this afternoon. Winds gusting out of the west at about 25 miles an hour, and that light wintry mix, maybe some flurries again for some of us as we go into the evening hours and into the overnight. Again, no appreciable accumulations, not even really on grassy surfaces, but you could see a few flurries. Lows back to 30. We head into tomorrow. Again, a light wintry mix possible here and there, but a little warmer, low 40s. Cooler Wednesday, mid 30s, and then maybe an early morning, late night wintry mix from Wednesday into Thursday, 40. And then we'll start to see some sunshine toward the weekend, and we'll warm up just a pinch back into the 40s. That's a quick check of your forecast. We've got more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
Christmas came early for three brothers in Collin County, Texas. They had been in foster care for several years, but on Wednesday, their dreams of finding a forever home finally came true. Jobin Paniker was there for the joyous moment.
Who wants to be in court days before Christmas? Life-changing things happen here.
Here it is. This is the last one.
For the Kimballs, many court dates, many hearings come down to this one.
It's just hitting me now. I mean, everything.
All right. What is happening today in Judge John Roach's 296th court will change many lives.
Could you state your full name, please?
Especially brothers Everett, Elijah, and Ezra.
This is the forever family that you desire.
Yes. They've been in foster care for 3 Christmases, but not this year. Scott and Bree Kimball fell in love after watching one of our Wednesday's Child segments.
Y'all are some special people, angels walking on earth.
In this courtroom, 3 brothers are getting adopted by the Kimballs.
And you're happy about that? Yeah.
A moment so beautiful, wrapped in a situation so tragic.
Overwhelming, a blessing. I'm ecstatic for it to finally be done.
The once Kimball family of 4, this Christmas and every one after, will be a family of
7. Yes, so just about doubling in size.
They make me smile every day. Laugh a lot.
They've all been waiting for this day in court.
Today feels like a dream, but it's really not. It's happening, and it's real this time.
Smile.
The kind of life sentence we can smile about.
The 3 brothers had been in the custody of the Kimballs since the middle of the year, but now the boys can call the Kimballs family. And the Salvation Army worked overtime to help those in need this holiday season. And for one group in New York, it's all about toys. Alice Gaynor has a story.
Rows and rows of toys here at the Salvation Army's Times Square Community Center, not to mention smiles.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Parents and children are able to pick out gifts and have them wrapped. They're expecting 300 to 400 people.
Unfortunately, due to cost of rent, cost of bills, aren't able to provide for their kids, and so in this way we're kind of being able to alleviate some of that weight off of the parents and also put some joy in the hearts of these children.
At its second toy shop location on 14th Street, we caught up with a family from Venezuela here in the city now for 2 months.
Yeah, she's grateful to get some toys because she don't have the possibilities, no money.
It just gives them a sense of pride and happiness to be able to choose the toys that their children are going to open up on Christmas morning.
Volunteer Sarah Hawkins is here with her husband and 3 children.
Important for them to see real life, to see what's around us in New York, the needs that are around us, and Christmas is not just about ourselves, it's about serving others.
9-year-old Johnny gets it.
It makes me feel great to be helping others and to be part of this Christian community.
And what's Christmas without the food? Over in the Bronx, Catholic Charities distributed just that.
They get packed non-perishables, and they also receive fresh produce and meats.
A steady crowd of grateful residents came through.
I would say maybe about 125 to 150 today.
Today's events, just a few of the examples of the many generous New Yorkers helping one another this holiday season.
And I think that's the Christmas spirit.
Very Merry Christmas and a happy holiday season.
And we'll be right back with your Christmas morning news right after this. A British professor paints a picture of the future of artificial intelligence with a robot that paints and educates. Ada, her A and I, standing for artificial intelligence, shows that there's nothing artificial about her wishing humans a Merry Christmas. She's been designed to do realistic paintings using camera eyes and a robotic arm in order to create discussions on AI while breaking down the mysticism of it. Ada is taking part in a 200-year-old tradition, the Royal Institution Christmas Lectures at Oxford University. The lectures are aiming to help people understand what's real in AI and what the real current threats to society are about. And someone could be becoming a millionaire for Christmas. After no winners in Saturday night's game, the new Powerball jackpot is now sitting at about $638 million for its next drawing tonight. In the past, 3 Powerball jackpots have been won on Christmas Day, according to Powerball officials. The estimated cash value for this grand prize is $321 million. The odds of winning are 1 in 292 million.
Those are still pretty decent odds, and I think I'm going to get a Powerball ticket when I head home today. All right. And that might be the only reason to go outside, because it is going to be cloudy, cold, breezy, winds gusting out of the west upwards of 25 miles an hour. Could see a light wintry mix start to build back in, turning into some light flurries. No accumulations from any of this, but a few stray flurries possible. Mostly cloudy, breezy overnight, and cold. Back to about 30 for our low. Could see a wintry mix on Tuesday, but a little warmer, low 40s. Chilly on Wednesday, but dry. Maybe an early wintry mix on Thursday, 40, and we'll start to hang out in the 40s heading into the weekend, and we'll start to see the sunshine return. That's a quick check of your forecast. We've got another hour of the KOAM Morning News right after this.